Hello everyone, I am Dr. Sirajul Faizi. I welcome you in my YouTube channel. Today in this video, I am going to talk about neighboring group participation. Neighboring group participation is also known as NGP, neighboring group participation. What is neighboring group participation? The direct interaction of the reaction center with a lone pair of electrons of an atom or with the electrons of a sigma or pi bond contained in the parent molecule but not conjugated with the reaction center. I repeat the definition. Direct interaction of the reaction center with a lone pair of electrons of an atom or with the electrons of a sigma or pi bond contained in the parent molecule but not conjugated with the reaction center. So, neighboring group mechanisms. In the first step, the neighboring group acts Z as a nucleophile and pushes the leaving group X but still remain attached to the molecules. You can see here leaving group is leaving the center and attacking group of the same molecules, approaching the carbon atom and forming three-member ring. In step 2, in the second step, the external nucleophile Y displaces the neighboring group Z from the backside. So you can see how Y minus attacking on carbon and same time breaking off or opening off the ring and forming the product. So types of group which are expected to display in NGP: any group which has lone pair and pi electrons. Any group which has lone pair and pi electrons. You can see example, RS have lone pair of electron on sulfur, R2N lone pair of electron on nitrogens, oxygen minus lone pair of electron on oxygen, Br lone pair of electron on bromine, double bonds, lone pair of double bonds and double bond present in aromatic compound. So, consequences of NGP. There are three consequences of NGP. Enkimeric effect. How many consequences? There are three consequences of NGP. Enkimeric effect. Enkimeric effect. Retention of configuration. Retention of configurations and sign substitutions. Just remember, enkimeric, retention and sign substitution. Enkimeric effect, retention of configuration, sign substitution. So what is enkimeric assistance? If the neighboring groups participation results in an abrupt increase in the rate of reactions, then the phenomenon is known as an enkimeric effect or enkimeric assistance. If the neighboring group participation results in an abrupt increase in the rate of reaction, then the phenomenon is known as enkimeric effect or enkimeric assistance. Example, on reaction with water, both hexyl chloride and mustard gas give their corresponding alcohol. However, the rate of sulfur containing compound is much greater than that of the alkyl halides. So you can see the chlorides, you can see the conversion from Cl to OH, and if mustard gas have sulfur, so the formations of this product is much faster than, 700 times greater than 1. This phenomenon is known as an enkimeric effect. I repeat, if the neighboring group participation results in an abrupt increase in the rate of reaction, then the phenomenon is known as enkimeric effect or enkimeric assistance. Now, an increase in the rate is observed when mustard gas is hydrolyzed because sulfur acts as neighboring group and displaces the leaving group. You can see how sulfur lone pair of electron approaching carbon containing chlorine and making tricycle, and then further nucleophile attacking and abrupting the cyclic systems and forming the open structure. So neighboring groups and displaces the leaving groups, forming an intermediate, which on hydrolysis give the product. Now, second important property is retention of configuration. If the net change in the retention in a reaction is the replacement of a ligand on a chiral center in a reactant molecule, and if in the product the attacking ligand occupies the same site on the chiral center as the replaced ligands, the reaction is said to occur with retention of configuration. A number of reactions are known in which nucleophilic substitution occurs with the retention of configuration. One of the important factors which leads to retention of configuration is neighboring group participation. Such reaction involve 2SN2 substitutions. In the first step, the neighboring group Z attack as a nucleophile and pushes the leaving groups L, while the external nucleophile pushes out the neighboring groups in the subsequent steps. So you can see in this demonstration how Z is approaching carbon where leaving group is present, and then carbon leaving group leave the carbon center, and meanwhile the formation of tricyclic ring. And then in the next step, nucleophile attacking on carbon, and meanwhile the breaking of carbon and Z. Z means here bromine, chlorine, oxygen, sulfur, or alkene or benzene, and then open chain structure form. So this is the two-step process. So examples of stereochemical consequence of NGP. Deaminations of L-alanine to L-lactic acid by the way of an intermediate lactone formed by participation of the carbonyl groups. So you can see here how carbonyl CO means COO minus, where is the lone pair of electron presence approaching the carbon, and meanwhile you can see the formations of three-member ring. And the next step, it is attacking on carbon and ring opening occurs, and then you can see the retention of configuration. Now, Syn substitution. What is Syn substitution? A types of substitution in which the entering group takes a position on an atom adjacent to the atom to which the leaving groups is attached. This is the Syn substitution. I repeat, a type of substitution. A types of substitution reaction in which the entering group takes a positions and an atom adjacent to the atom to which the leaving. So you can see the leaving groups leaving the carbon but attacking group attacking adjacent position. So this is known as Syn substitution. So this is the examples. Now examples. NGP may involve in the formations of rearranged product called substitution. You can see here rearranged product and expected product. So friends, I hope this video will be helpful to you. If you like this video, then subscribe my channel, and thanks for watching.